Hey again, guys. Welcome back. This is, I think, our last episode of 5 Minute FAQ. We'll see if more content comes up that you guys are wondering about, but it's kind of what I've prepared anyway. So I want to talk a little bit about saving your sanity. There are moments that will test you for sure. It is not always easy to keep your cool, to keep your enthusiasm, to keep your perspective. It's not always easy to keep going, to be honest. And any job is going to be that way. This is no different than any other job. There are days when you wonder what you're doing and if you're qualified and, all those things. And so I think it's really wise to keep some tools on hand to keep you from going bonkers sometimes. Um, don't be afraid to take a day off now and again. If you're just really stuck, maybe your reserves are on empty and you just need to take a break and step away. That's okay. Everybody does that. Everybody needs a personal day from time to time, and just don't be afraid to do that. There could be a lot of guilt associated with like, oh, I'm not doing this every single day, and I can't take a break, and what'll the kids do, whatever. Um, Work that in if you have to, schedule it in if you have to, but make room for yourself because you still are human and you've got needs. Um, Practicing grounding exercises can sometimes be very, very helpful. Sometimes when I just feel the tension mounting and I'm sitting at my desk and it's not really a good time to step away or whatever, just taking a deep breath and holding it and then blowing it out a few times and dropping my shoulders and just concentrating on relaxing will do wonders. Um, Even a little bit of guided meditation every once in a while is takes 5 minutes, and you can come back really refreshed. I'm a true believer in that. Um, Again, if the kids are just not getting it and just not cooperating, almost nobody will turn down a documentary or some kind of an educational multimedia something. So you can stop and drag up a YouTube video and just learn something together that way. Try to correlate it if you can to what you're learning. Make it germane, but yeah, the power of the documentary. Remember when we were kids and they would bring in the big black TV cart with the VCR and like how exciting that was every time. I'd believe in that. Reaching out for support is also something that I recommend doing. I don't do enough of that, and I feel like sometimes I should. A lot of times, especially during COVID, um, I've had a lot of people just kind of like assume that my family's like just cruising with it because we're used to this, because we're used to being at home with everybody all the time. But it doesn't make it always easy. So um, reach out for support when things get a little bit heavy. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to go it alone. You don't have to be doing it better than anybody else. You can be human too. That's okay. Um, Getting a snack or a treat for yourself if you're kind of in the thick of it and you're kind of losing your cool. Again, can't stress having chocolate at your desk enough. Like it's miraculous. I don't know. I do it every day. And I also, at the beginning of the year, I think I touched on this in the last video, I buy myself a coffee mug. This is this year's. It's smaller than I wanted, but and I have a good cup of tea in the morning, sometimes 4 or 5 or 6 cups of tea in the morning. Um, yeah. In order to go get my tea, I walk away for a minute, and that usually helps me too. Just to literally just walk in the other room, heat up my water, get my tea going, and bring it back into the room, and that it just provides a little bit of a change of scenery and a little bit of new perspective, and it helps me to keep going. And sometimes I just have to stop and try again tomorrow. Um, Sometimes there's no way around it. Sometimes attitudes can't be salvaged, whether it's you or your child or both or whatever. Sometimes the best thing is just to say, hey, we're not coping with this very well. We will try again tomorrow and we'll do better tomorrow. And having some understanding and empathy for that and for yourself and for your child, I think is really a powerful tool that helps you to keep going. If you can bend, you won't break. If you can have that flexibility, you will be more likely to stick with it and to ride out the storms. Um, I haven't been able to do this for a few years, but I used to swear by it. I used to put my kids down for a nap in the middle of the day, up through like junior high. Um, Obviously, they weren't sleeping all the time, but it was a chance for everybody to go find a quiet spot, spend 30 minutes or 45 minutes, and the whole house would go quiet. And it was wonderful. It was a sanity saver for me in the early years when my children were young and loud and just so much. And there were 6 of them running around. Nowadays, it's a lot easier. I've only got 2 kids left in the classroom, and it's not so important to me. But back then, having that quiet time, being like, go read, go play Legos, go do whatever you want, 30, 45 minutes, the house is quiet, really is a sanity saver. So yeah, there's just a lot of little things you can do on a day-to-day basis just to keep you mentally healthy for the job that you've got, because it's a lot. Thanks everybody for joining me for these videos. If I think of more content to put on there, I'll definitely throw that up. And if you've got any questions or anything I can clarify or go into more, just let me know. Might do another video or might just answer in the comments or whatever. So really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch, and I hope that there has been some useful content for you guys, and good luck with your journey. It's a great thing that you're doing if you're choosing to undertake this, and I wish you all the luck in the world. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.